I think there's a way we can even improve this Museum Square project. I'm not about destroying anything or running anybody out of town. Just make it so that it fits in and integrates well with the character of the community that we're all trying to protect at the same time we develop. And I just encourage you all to, stay up on information, what you learn, and share stuff. Ask questions, make comments, talk to your elected officials, or anyone else you'd like to speak with, a developer or Susan. They're all willing to talk with you.
There's a lot of thin narrative in the 192-page project that talks about net positive parking. I think that's a lie, and I think there's something in there that says because people are using scooters and bikes now, it should be okay. I think that is absurd.
Like, hey, Scottsdale can make some money doing that. Oh, scooters, that's cool. Hey, look, and we're just throwing darts. There's no general plan. We haven't done that.
Well, we have a general plan. It's an
old. We need to update it and make it public, very public. Mill Avenue met with their tourism. They said the number one thing that killed Mill Avenue, parking.
But the height is a major concern for me. There's Old Town. It's it's the Old West. You got the lanterns swinging around, and once that could potentially look like downtown New York. And all of a sudden you got skyscrapers all the way around it. I think that'd be bad. I think it's greedy to build as far up as you can. I think you can still develop within reason, within the guidelines set by the city.
The problem is public parking, because if it cannibalizes public parking, it's just going to be a horrible scenario. And I read, the city's the parking master plan, and it's a joke. It's an absolute joke because it relies on scooters to save the day. But my question is, where are the employees going to park? Because if it's not in the city contract that they have parking spaces within the buildings, guess what? They're going to park on the valuable surface parking lots spaces. So that's one thing. The visitors, where are the visitors going to park? Don't tell me that 800 rooms is not going to attract visitors. Where are they going to park? Are you telling me they're going to park within the private? Where's the proof of that? Isn't the contract? We don't know.
I have some problems with the project as proposed. I think parking is at the top of that list. I looked at the application deeply. There's a net loss of street parking of about 104 parking spaces that go away. There is a shortage down here as it is, and we can't sustain it.
I agree with Bob that parking is a huge issue. This will never not be a commuter city. We live in a city where half the year it's too unbearable to stand outside and wait for a bus, ride a scooter, or whatever the case may be. We need more parking to address this particular project. What I'm against is that so many of these developments get put in and they take more away from the residents than they get. Exactly.
At the Solaris Bridge, walk out onto the island in the middle of Scottsdale Road and look toward Tempe, you won't find any building in the skyline higher than about 3 or 4 stories. Think about a 9-story building going in there, and we happen to live in a position where that particular project, as it's proposed, would cost us 70% of our existing view of Camelback Mountain, which was the main selling point on the condo we bought 3.5 years ago.
In the olden days, Scottsdale was famous for not having any building more than 2 stories. We always had a view of Camelback. And I don't even know which direction to look for Camelback.
There were a lot of people from this area that attended the meetings about the zoning changes who did object to these 150-foot heights then. And when asked, does this mean 150 feet has to happen? We were told just because it's there doesn't mean it has to be 150 feet. So I think a lot of us are here today to say, let's not do that 150 feet.
You need to start paying attention to what your city's doing in advance. There are going to be about 8 hotels that are going to be 150. This one's going to be 156 feet. So start paying attention. It's a little late now for this.
The height here is creeping up, and people have objected to it, but what we're not, and what my summation is here is we've only got one voice, and that's with our elected officials on the council, is to either pay attention to whom we're electing to the council. Otherwise, we're giving away the cachet of Scottsdale. I've heard here that no one's really interested in looking at a 150-foot building. We would rather see Camelback Mountain. Then I think we're going to see city staff and developers coming left and right trying to promote 150-foot buildings.
They're labeled as residences. In other zoning, that is either a condo or an apartment. And Mr. Berry said publicly the other day that, they're sure to be condos, but it's not stipulated in the application. So I would urge City Council, when they take this under advisement, to stipulate these one way or the other so everybody knows what they are. Because right now, residence is an apartment and residence is a condo. Could go either way. They also could be sold once entitled to another developer.
But who's going to be living here?
1.2 million.
1.2 million for the one resident. Price us out. Is the thing.
I only started getting involved about 6 months ago because, to be honest, we weren't getting notices in the mail, and I live just a block from here about when this has happened. So we put together a website called StopMuseumSquare.com. I think everybody can remember that. If you have concerns, please go there, send us an email. We'll keep you posted. Like, we as a community should come together, not have something railroaded down our throats.